Are you ready to be more energetic, more alive, more healthy, more excited, more joyful in your life in 2016? And the answer is, all right. So are you ready to create 2016 your best year ever? First of all, you have to narrow your target audience. This is something that usually we would communicate straight from the business bootcamp. Lately, we start going more in details about that during the Master Entrepreneur, but you can't sell to everybody. When you're trying to be everything to everybody, you're finishing being no one to nobody. So it's very, very, very important that you narrow your target audience in the right way. When we're talking about in the Master Entrepreneurs, we're talking about demographics, we talk about psychographics, we're talking about focusing on a problem. I'm just going to give you an example for me, but the main thing is that what you want to make sure is that you're not a small fish in a big ocean, but instead you want to be the biggest fish in a small pond, or what we call a small niche in your market. So when we started with Open Circles, we started with actually teaching everybody, and basically we were a personal development training company for everybody. And as a result of that, we had some people, but we didn't have a lot of people. As soon as we started focusing more on the target audience, so focusing more on entrepreneurs, and then focusing even more into small entrepreneurs, businesses with 1 to 10 employees, with less than €1 million in turnover, etc., then it became bigger and bigger. Today we're focusing even on smaller businesses. Not that we don't allow businesses that are bigger to come in, but our focus in our marketing is on smaller businesses. Then you probably know we're getting thousands of people in our events every single time. And we also focused more the problems that we deal with. So not just the demographics, but also the problem we deal with. It's not just everything that we're teaching, but we're focusing at the beginning on the business, then moving on into finances and money and financial freedom, and then into personal development for this specific target audience. So remember that, narrow your target audience, that's number one. It's amazing how much time we're wasting on stuff, but we're not even aware of that. In most of our trainings, so how many of you are spending at least an hour a day on Facebook? And then I'll have lots of hands. And then I'll say, how many of you are spending at least 2 hours on Facebook? And then at least 4 hours on Facebook. And you see the hand goes down. And usually when I'm getting to 2 or 4 hours on Facebook, most people will say, will not put their hands up. Now, there is a software which is called Rescue Time. I'll put it down for you. Rescue Time, which I used it for a whole year just to not have excuses why I'm not as productive as I can be. Rescue Time. Rescue Time. This is a software that it has a free version, but I would highly recommend to take the paid version. It does a little bit more than that, and I use that. It's not expensive. Can't remember right now what. But what it does is basically sits on the background of your computer and just track whatever you do. It tells you how much time you're on Facebook, how much time you're on the word processor, how much time you're surfing the internet, how much time you're on YouTube, whatever. And at the end of the day, it can email it to you, or it keeps the statistics online so you can check it. And as much as I'm not a surfer and I'm for sure not going on social media and everything, I was horrified to see how much time I'm spending on non-productive activities. Okay, non-productive activities. And this is one function that it does. It tracks your time. What are you doing? And actually it gives you, I think you can choose the frequency, but I get once a week, I get an email from Rescue Time that tells me this week your productivity score is 53, or your productivity score was 83. So 83 is more productive than 53. And you can decide what is productive for you. You can say Facebook is my productive time because I'm a social media expert and that's what I'm doing all day. That's fine. You can give a point for any site, for example, and say this is a productive work or this is not productive work. For most of us, social media, YouTube, I don't know, porno sites, all kind of stuff like that are not really our productive time. So that can count it for you, both the productive and unproductive, and give you a mirror in front of your face telling you, how productive you were. Find or identify areas in your business, places where you underperform. It can be anything. Maybe it's in your marketing, maybe it's in your social media, maybe it's in your product development, maybe it's in your customer service, whatever it is. Have a look for areas in your business where you or your business is underperforming, and instead of trying to figure out yourself how to fix it, then get somebody that knows how to do it and can help you. And it can be anything, maybe it's a coach, maybe it's a mentor, maybe it's a consultant, that is a professional in that. If you need one-on-one support, if you need somebody that will actually go into the business, see what you're doing, and give you a personalized advice. If that's something which is which you can learn in another way. Maybe it's a course that you need to take, or a training, or a seminar. It can be live or it can be online. It really doesn't matter. But if you're good in learning from a course, for example, and actually implementing, then that might be a cheaper and more effective way to do that. I don't care how, but make sure that you don't just hope that things will become better. You don't just hope that you will get to know how to do that better next time. I mean, hope is important, but it's not a business strategy. Okay, it's not one of your business strategies. It shouldn't be hope. Okay, so something to think about it. You need to know that getting expert help is what separates the champions from the losers and the strugglers. It's just like that. People don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. Look at any successful athlete, any successful businessman, any successful artist, any successful manager in a company. They all have either coaches or mentors or consultants or somebody that can help them, become better in what they're doing, even in what they are strong at, but for sure in what they are weak at. Okay, that's what separates them. You will not find one successful person that is not constantly learning and trying to improve themselves. You just won't find it. It's contradiction in terms to your success.